All right. All the women out there within earshot. We got to have a talk real quick. And not again, but this is one of those cases where I don't normally say a lot. You just try to keep it in because you're observing all the things that are going on around you as a man. And it's perplexing. I'm going to try to talk about two subjects real quick and stay on the two topics and not deviate. That's what I'm going to try to do. Even though these two topics have a lot of veins, it's just I noticed that men tend to get a bad rap for a lot of things, and everybody calls everything that men do right or wrong out. They call them out. But women, they give women a pass. And women do some of the most diabolical things that I've seen. A lot of women. Let me clarify that because I don't want to speak in absolutes. Do a lot of things that don't make sense. Do a lot of things that are detrimental to them, people around them, et cetera, et cetera. And I've talked to a lot of women. A lot of women. A lot of you guys are probably listening to this podcast or this message right now. And you guys know that when I talk to you, I'm speaking from the heart because I've talked to you guys about so many different things. And you've always come to me for advice, whether you went off to college and I mentored you when you were younger, spent time with you when you were younger. But nonetheless, you always kept in touch. A lot of you kept in touch. And you respected what I was telling you. You respected the value. And the thing is, I see a lot of women try to exclude men from the general conversation. You do know you have to have a balance of masculine and feminine energy in the world. See, a lot of guys, I would say most guys don't get that talk about how jacked up women are. But you know what? We get that conversation about how jacked up men are 24/7. It's constantly being thrown at us. We're bombarded with it. And it's very unfortunate because if you're going to give one side and talk about one side, you need to talk about the other side of it. And I'm going to go a step further. A lot of women choose to put themselves in harmful situations. You continuously choose the wrong kinds of men all the time because he's exciting. He's got money. He's this, he's that. He's a ladies' man, whatever you want to call it. You guys constantly put yourself in bad situations and then get angry when it doesn't work out for you. Lord forbid a child comes out of the situation. Because now all men get branded with that scarlet letter. Put whatever letter you want with that. Even though you were thoroughly warned by male friends, uncles, brothers, granddads, dads, just male friends that you got in general. And they warned you and said, hey, this is not the move you want to make. You took it anyway. It's almost like you're trying to prove logic to be flawed and be wrong. Very seldom does that ever work out. You play silly games, you're going to win silly prizes. And I'm all about the kids. The kids are the ones that suffer. Because I grew up in a household where it was men ain't crap. It was men ain't this, men ain't that. I never got the memo about what women do. So what did I do? I determined not to ever be the kind of dude these women were talking about. But whenever I got my heartbreak, there was no female to console me and say, hey, I got you. It's okay. It was either one of my brothers or somebody that I knew. Got a lot of great mentorship from guys, that we came up with. So then I passed that on to other young people, male and female. So you got to start on kids from the cradle to the grave. But once you've been tarnished or jaded, now you just can't see anything. You continue to perpetuate those same mistakes over and over and over again and blame everybody but yourself. See, a lot of mistakes in our lives, they're avoidable. We have full control over them. But again, we're talking about the ladies, the women. Ladies, a whole different term. Ladies don't go through a lot of this. Women, I classify girl, women, and lady. Ladies can take constructive criticism. Ladies understand what's in their best interest. So when I had, that's what ladies do. So when my niece was coming around, when she was younger, and her friends, the Annas, I call them the Annas because all of them have Anna in their name. I constantly talk to these young ladies about what kind of guy to mess with, what kind of guy to look for, what to expect, be an attribute to any relationship you come in contact with. It doesn't matter what the relationship is, work, school, relationships, and understand how to talk to men. See, there's like a communication gap there. And don't think that you're anything special just because you're a girl, right? You want equality, you're going to have it both ways, right? Not when it suits you. And those young ladies understood that. Sad thing about it is the moms never made them stay in touch. Like, why are you not making these young ladies stay in touch? And heartbreaking enough, my niece is all out of whack. All that time I spent in, and the two Annas have kids and they're not married. I think all of them in their mid to late 20s. It's tough to see that, man, because I was right there full stop. Anytime they called me, I was always available. And that's most people, and most of you guys that are listening to this right now, if you know me personally, that's how it is. Even when I was your manager, right? Guess what I always did? My phone lines were always open. You could always call me and talk to me about anything that was troubling you or giving you a problem. Even your parents would call me and thank me for being there and reaching out and being able to convey messages to your children that you couldn't. Because maybe they didn't listen to you the same way, or maybe the method that you were talking to them, they didn't receive it well. Whatever it was, I'm grateful that I could help the kids out. But again, my biggest concern is how a lot of women take the men that are positive out of the kids' lives because they've been hurt by somebody that they allowed to hurt them. Any chick that ever broke my heart or hurt me, guess what? I own that. That was my stupidity. I realized what they were doing and got out I got out too late or gave them the benefit of the doubt. But with guys, it only takes maybe one or two times. I've had females that were single, no kids, and we were hanging out and everything was all good. I walked away, I stepped off for whatever reason. Then they come back years later, and it's funny, or maybe years later, let's say years later. Be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you get this weird phone call talking about, hey, how you doing? It's like, who's this? Oh, such and such. You got time to talk? I'm like, yeah, what's going on? So we talk, and then they set up a date, and we're going to go hang out the next day. And when I had them back to back, I kid you not. Asked me, was I single? Of course, at the time I was. Asked me, did I have any kids? Nope. And then here it comes. Well, I got kids now, or a kid, and I'm ready to settle down now and have somebody take me with a package deal. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not trying to hear that. I knew you when. I knew you when you didn't have any. And guess what? I'm still that same good guy. Physically fit, spiritually grounded, financially secure, ambitious. And guess what? Still ain't got no kids. Still ain't drinking. Still ain't smoking. Never done any drugs. Never been to jail. 3 college degrees. All of these things, countless certifications. All of these things, right? But you're going to come back to me wanting me to help you take care of something you did wrong or a mistake that you made at a point in time in your life, right? And that guy is no longer part of the equation. And you know he wasn't part of the equation because I've seen him, met him, talked to him, or just saw him from a distance and just saw the body language and whatnot. Now you want to act right. Now you're going to get you some act right. Because now you don't want to go through the process of raising this kid by yourself. So you chose to breed with the lowest common denominator of the community. And now you want the good guy to come and clean it up. Again, I've never had a problem with women. Never had a problem with them. But I've watched them wreck some good dudes, man. And again, I've seen some good, I'm trying to figure out how decent a woman is if she knows that a guy ain't worth a crap and still choose to deal with that guy, trying to change him. It's almost like all cops ain't bad, but the good cops sit around and watch the bad cops do corrupt things and don't say anything and don't do anything. It's kind of like on that same avenue. You know, again, I talk to sisters, cousins, first cousins, moms. We've had these conversations, and none of them have a solid answer when you're going, dang, you know, what's going on with you? Why you still single? You get into the twilight of your life, man. And then here comes the insults, the deflection, and the need to be right. And it's like, how is that working out for you? Trying to accomplish those three things I just said, how is that working out for you? Because you're not teaching the young ladies or the young boys how to handle themselves. Stop choosing the wrong kinds of men. Own it. Have some accountability. Do not put yourself in a position where you're going to have to figure it out, right? Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to have to try to figure out, well, what kind of man is this? Or what kind of, you know what kind of man it is. So get out. You got male friends all the time telling you, hey, man, that stove is hot. Or that dog gonna bite you. Oh, no, he's friendly. That dog gonna bite you. Do you not see the sign? Do you not see him barking at you? Oh, I'm gonna go up there all of a sudden, oh, snap. I hate all dogs. Dogs make me sick. Well, you went up to the dog that you knew was vicious and was gonna bite you. You got the warning. You see the sign. You get bit, that's on you. Own it. And in close, I'm gonna say this real quick because I'm just yesterday, we were at a stoplight, or the traffic got backed up, and don't know what it was. Here in Texas, the traffic got backed up, right? And there was this young lady, long braid all the way down to the back of her legs. I'm thinking, okay, she had on, I don't know what kind of, I don't think it was panties, I don't know what she had on. But everything was extra short. Shirt was extra short and all that good stuff, right? And what was really confusing, she was walking in and out of the traffic. I didn't know what she was doing because you got a lot of people panhandling. So I didn't know what she was doing. And you saw cars driving around a certain spot. I thought, why are these cars being so rude? And then when I got closer, you could see that there was a car that she was in. It had stopped. And she was asking for gas or something, but the car was stopped and it was smoking. Couldn't figure out exactly what was going on. I was just like, okay. But she was going from car to car. I guess nobody could help her. And then, you know, you look up and you see the kind of cat she dealing with. Young dude, pants sagging. And he got a gun in his waistline. Now, Texas is open carry, right? But he's got a gun in his waistline. Now, if you're looking for help, right? Who in their right mind with all these shootings are going to be willing to stop and help you? In broad daylight, they will jack you and take your car while you're trying to help them and speed off. Or think they're going to speed off. You don't know. But he had no sir. I'm like, dude, if you're really trying to get some help, you should sit yourself on the ground or put your gun away or whatever so you can at least look like you're not a threat. But coming up with people caught with that gun and, you know, with your girl or whatever was going on, that's a bad thing, man. Nobody's going to be willing to help you. You might as well call a tow truck or a roadside assistance. And I'm just looking at the young lady. I'm thinking, wow, man, so this is what y'all still choosing. She has no guidance. There's no way you got a strong male role model in your life, and that's the guy you choose. You probably could have got the help you needed. Don't know if she got the help or not, but you probably could have got the help you needed a lot faster if that dude wasn't there, because the fact that he had that gun is going to make most of the people get the heck on or not even pay attention to you. Ladies, if you got a good, strong male figure in your child's life, it will behoove you to make sure you keep that connection. Just because you got banged up and you bitter and your feelings are hurt, does not mean that you deny the child the pleasure of having a strong male figure, because there's nothing like it. Men are going to tell you like it is. Women going to sugarcoat it a lot of times. And you're going to miss something in the process. Man, take care of these kids, because that's who it's about. It's not about us. It's about the kids. Stop giving them trash dads. Stop running off the wrong kinds of guys. Because when you choose the wrong kinds of guys, you set a generation back. Especially when you don't pick the right kind of father for these children. And you ain't got all your life to get that occupation of being a good woman right. You don't have your whole life to do that. By the time you look up, you're 35, 40, 50, and you're trying to figure out what happened. You know exactly what happened. Own it, have some accountability, and give these kids a fighting chance out here in this society. Stop making excuses. Stop messing with the lowest common denominator of society. Own it. Choose better. Fun ain't always how it's done. That's just something to think about, ladies. Let me take that back again. To the women out there. The ladies, I'm not talking to you because you guys got it together. And this independent talk, if you're taking care of your bills and all this other stuff without the assistance of whatever or whoever, that don't make you independent. That make you grown. Nobody gets kudos or points for that. That means you're grown. You taking care of yourself, you out on your own, that means you're grown. Because nobody's truly independent. Everybody has to work with somebody at some form or shape, form, or fashion. That's all I got, man. Give these kids the proper dad and use your head and stop denying them quality men.